Hello, I'm Jill Levine, Registrar of Voters for Sacramento County. Setting up your polling place properly is an important part of a successful election day. In this video, we'd like to show you that regardless of the facility, any polling place can be the perfect polling place.
Prior to Election Day, the inspector should visit the polling place. Be sure to check that your equipment has arrived and where it is stored. The table for the automark, the ballot box, 5 regular voting booths, and 1 accessible booth should all be delivered. The facility contact should show you what tables and chairs are available for your use. During this visit, make a plan for setting up the inside of the polling place, the automark, and the precinct scanner with the ballot box. Check for the position of electrical outlets and where power cords will need to be. Think about how to best accommodate the needs of voters and paths of travel. Allow 5 feet in front of the automark, scanner, and voting booths to allow voters in a wheelchair room to turn. By making these decisions beforehand, you can be better prepared for Election Day. The inspector will also make arrangements to pick up the key for the polling place. If someone else will open, get the name of the contact person and phone number. If the location allows for setup the night before, limit the setup to only voting booths, tables, and chairs. On election morning, all officers need to arrive at 6 a.m. to prepare the polling place for voting to begin promptly at 7 a.m. The inspector will assign setup duties to the rest of the precinct board. The precinct scanner, the voting booths, the automark, signs inside and outside the polling place, the black ballot bag, the pink BBM bag, everything needs to be ready to go. The best time to learn about equipment and procedures is before Election Day. Maybe your team can't do it as fast as our professionals, but let's slow them down a little and show some of the things they've done to set up a perfect polling place. In your red supply bag, you will find the items you need to set up your election table. All voters are directed to the roster of voters officer first. The roster of voters, supplemental roster, roster correction forms, and polling place lookup cards are by the roster of voters officer. 1 copy of the street index is placed on the table along with a supplemental street index. Sample ballot and voter information pamphlets and state pamphlets in all languages for your poll must be visible and readily available. Voted vote-by-mail ballot envelopes are provided for vote-by-mail ballots without an envelope. The official ballots are placed on the table so that the lowest serial numbers are issued first. The ballot demonstrator officer will also need secrecy sleeves, how to mark your ballot instructions, and the list of qualified write-in candidates. The blue provisional log, blue provisional envelopes, and blue secrecy folders are stationed at the end of the table by the provisional ballot officer, along with voter registration forms. Have the magnifier available, along with pens for officers and voters. Place the procedure cards at the proper stations for officers to reference. Position voting booths and the automark in such a way as to allow every voter privacy in marking their ballot. Pay attention to where you place the automark so that reflections do not appear in windows or mirrors. Once assembled, the pink VBM bag can be placed next to the ballot box for easy access for voters dropping off their VBM ballot. Every other year, our team resurveys every polling place to ensure they meet accessibility guidelines. Ramp slopes, handrail heights and lengths, ground surface conditions, lighting, and obstructions are all measured and recorded for every potential site. We relay this information to the inspector at the supply pickup site through the equipment receipt, which may have special instructions or special supplies listed relating to your site. Here are some examples of instructions that might be listed in the equipment receipt to help voters access your polling place. Cones may be needed to help the visually impaired avoid obstacles in the path of travel, such as protruding objects from the wall. Cracks or grates may need to be blocked off. Some sites may already have a van-accessible parking spot, but require additional steps in order to make it fully accessible. Instructions on the equipment receipt will explain the correct way to set this up. At some facilities, 3 voter parking signs with rope will be provided to mark off 5 voter parking spaces. An international symbol of accessibility sign may need to be posted to direct voters to the correct accessible route. Some doors may need to be propped open if doorknobs or handles are not compliant. If a door threshold is too high, a ramp will be provided along with duct tape to secure the ramp in place. Before your poll opens, take one last look around for any safety concerns. Every polling place is different. Some locations will have extra challenges that require additional steps. Ensuring all voters have equal access to the voting process is your #1 priority. Planning out the layout of your polling place ahead of time will take out a lot of guesswork on Election Day. With your best preparation and considerate attention to procedures, this Election Day will be a positive experience for everyone.
Thank you for joining us. On behalf of the people of Sacramento County, have a wonderful Election Day.